What is going on, everybody? It is Kinch again, coming at you from Barwick, and here we are getting ready to start off our first Clan War League in Crystal League, Crystal League 3. We are on a streak of 5 straight promotions, 3 straight wins, and we are going to talk a little bit later about if that will come to an end, or if I predict that will come to an end, or if I think it'll keep going. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I wanted to go over a couple quick things like I do every month for Clan War League, especially because we've got a lot of new guys in the clan. And I just exchanged messages with Hidden Fury, and so I want to remind people of a couple things. So one, Clan War League is not necessarily fair. I mean, it is fair because everyone's signing up for the same thing, but we have every chance of being put in a war with a clan like this Team Slovakia, where the vast majority of their accounts are 17s and 16s. We stand that chance every time we sign up for a Clan War League, be that in Crystal League or anywhere. It's just the higher you go, the more likely it is to happen. Clan War League is designed that way so that the best clans will rise to the top. I say that so that you guys know that this is just how it's set up. So don't look at this stuff and freak out and complain about how unfair it is. There is some irony to this Team Slovakia that we will talk about here in just a little bit. So that's just what it is. We are going to have some difficult matchups, and the higher we get in the leagues, hopefully we'll be Crystal 2 after this one, but who knows? The higher we get in the leagues, the harder it is going to get. We're going to keep getting these kind of mismatches. We'll get them more frequently, and they will be tougher and tougher. So just be aware of that. This is different than the Classic War League, but nothing we can't handle. Now, let's talk about the daily battles. So you can see there's 7 daily battles. I think most of you know this. Please know before we start before we start the battle, I like to make some substitutions from time to time. When I do that, I will post in the pinned comments and tell you that I'll say like battle day 1 roster is set. That is a cue for you to go and check and to see if you are in or out of that daily battle. If you would like to be in that day's battle, please opt in. If you have some heroes upgrading or for whatever reason you can't attack, then opt out. And for the most part, if you're opted out, I will leave you out. But if you're opted in, I'm going to put you in if we need you. So keep that in mind. That is just one little small thing you can do to help me out. For those, I did have this question recently from someone, so I'm going to show you for those who don't know. Over here in the middle of your screen of your profile, you can click on this Clan Wars and you can opt in or out. So if for whatever reason you can't battle on a given day, please opt out, and that will help me out a lot. Also, we have moved to a 30 versus 30 war, which we have done previously. We did that. I'm going to say 3 months ago, we were doing 30 versus 30s. And I like to do those because, look, man, we're trying to have fun and warring is fun, but also the more people we can have in here, the more people can get Clan War League medals, and especially with Hammer Jam coming up here, we want everyone to have as many Clan War League medals as possible. So we still will make some substitutions throughout this war, but no, we probably won't make as many just because there's not as many people to sub in and out. Also, these are going to be difficult battles. I'm just going to be honest. There are very few battles. I think based on my numbers and what I was looking at, I don't know that we will face a clan that has anything below a Town Hall 12. And I think even that's going to be pretty infrequent. I think the majority of the clans we face, their lowest is going to be a Town Hall 14, maybe a Town Hall 13. So there's a couple clans that are similar. They have a similar spread as we do, including this first clan that we face here, Poison. But for the most part, like if we go and look at, who was it? I think it's this team BBC. If we go look at them, the vast majority of their accounts are Town Hall 14s. They have something like 25 Town Hall 14s. So I don't imagine that we're going to see anything below that. So just be aware. As always, we are prioritizing in this order. 1, we're going to do everything we can to not get demoted. I don't think that's going to be a problem, although I do think this will be the closest Clan War League we've ever had. Number 2 on the priority list is, can we get promoted or win? We're going to chase those two things as hard as we can. And then number 3 is getting everyone involved and getting as many Clan War League medals as possible for as many people as possible. No, the further we get up the food chain, the harder it is to spread those out because we need our top bases in for the vast majority of the battles. So that's that. That's just kind of the highlights. Oh, I lied. There's one more thing. I'm going to put a video up here on the screen, and I'll put a link in the description below. We are generally just an industry standard in terms of war strategy, meaning that we are going to attack our mirrors. So here, I think here's my ridiculous account. If this were live, so ridiculous is 7, he's going to be responsible for this 7th base on the opponent's side. Now, if you see something that makes you want to switch with someone, please discuss it in chat. Don't just do it. The other person needs to agree as well. But we don't need anyone going rogue. That causes problems, causes big headaches and problems. Just please attack the base across from you. That's it. It's simple. I know that when we get to be a clan where we are all town hall 17s or 18s or whatever it is by then, we will change the strategy. But at present, this is the one that is, I'll say, most manageable and easiest to disseminate across 30 accounts. So that's what we will do. So please just attack your mirror. If you want to trade with someone, discuss it. Don't just do it. All right. So that's all the business side of things. Let's get down to the fun stuff. All right, let's do some reckless and irresponsible predictions, shall we? This is my favorite thing to do. I don't know why. I don't know if it makes me feel like I'm pretty smart if I get close. I've done this, I think I've done it 3 times. I've been pretty close, pretty accurate, but I'm not great, but it is just kind of fun for me to do. Okay, this is, like always, we're going to start with who I picked to finish 8th, and we're going to work our way up until we get to who I think will win this Clan War League. Now, this is going to come as a surprise. Well, but before I tell you any surprises, know that there are several clans that have hidden war logs, which makes it really difficult for me to kind of suss them out. And there are several clans that have a lot of rush bases. The problem with rush bases is that they may still be really good attackers. It's just difficult to determine. Typically, if someone has a rush base, they're not necessarily a great attacker. That's maybe not fair to say, and some of you will be like, whoa, I rush my base and I'm a good attacker, and that is true. I rush mine a little bit, and I think I'm a pretty good attacker. But by and large, when we're talking about the greater Clash of Clans community, those who rush I kind of feel like the more severely you rush your base, the less good you are at the game. That's maybe not fair, and that's maybe not accurate, but that's what I feel like is true. So with that being said, there is, I'm pretty sure I know who I think is going to finish in the bottom 3, and I'm pretty sure I know who I think is going to finish top. The positions 2 through 5, that is completely up for grabs. So I'm just going to tell you that right now. There's too many unknowns, and those clans I think are too close and too similar. But we will go over that, and you guys will let me know if you agree or disagree. All right, so let's start this off with team number 8, who I think will be team number 8, and this is going to be a surprise. There is one clan in this whole thing, and only one, that I think will field on every day. They will field only Town Hall 17s and 16s, and so they, in terms of Town Halls, they've got a significant advantage over everybody, and that is Team Slovakia. But I'm telling you guys right now, I really think they're going to finish in last place. I don't say that lightly. A lot of their bases are rushed, which again, in and of itself, doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad attackers, and the attacking is really important. But if we go look at their war log, it's pretty putrid. And even more than the position that they're finishing, I'm looking at their stars. So like in the September season, they scored 392. They finished 5th place. Guys, we scored high 360s, and we were in a 15-man war. So I know you can't really compare it exactly, apples for apples, because we're in a 15-man war, we were probably facing clans that didn't have very good bases, and there's a lot of variables in and of that. But even if we look at their classic wars, I mean, they're in a 30-man war scoring 70 stars and winning, ironically, 69 stars, not even 70. Um, and then I mean, you can see they don't win, they don't get perfect stars very often, they don't win very often. So I actually think these guys are going to finish last, and that is the boldest prediction I've made in a long time, but that is what I believe is going to be true. So put Team Slovakia down as 8th place. Okay, for vying for 7th, there are two different clans. This clan, I don't know that they're bad. In fact, I think they're pretty solid. They're not great, but they're not terrible. Um, but they just don't have a lot of high end bases, and they will be one of the few clans that I think has to field. They'll have to field a fair number of Town Hall 13s and maybe even some 12s, and that is this Indo clan. Now, I think it's really fair to point out about these guys that in their classic wars, they do pretty well, but they're running really small wars, which tells me that they only trust a small portion of their clan to war well. If we look at their war league, it's not very good. So I don't know that they'll be very good. I don't know that they'll be terrible, but I also think they're kind of outgunned and in terms of town hall levels, and so they're my pick to finish 7th. But finishing pretty close to them, I predict, is Poison. Similar to the Indo clan, I don't think these guys are bad in any stretch, and they do pretty well they have done pretty well in some of their clan war leagues. Um, in their classic wars, they're not bad at all. Ironically, one of the coolest things that I think I've seen in all of this research is a tie in a war that didn't have perfect stars. I've never seen that before. Usually if there's ties, it's because both teams had perfect stars, but they literally got the same percentage. I don't know. That's a little sidebar that I found fascinating. But you can see they're not bad. They're not the best attackers you've ever seen. They don't perfect star very often, but they do it occasionally. But they're not typically getting like half the stars, right? They're getting all but two or three. So I think these guys will be pretty good. I just don't know that they are going to be as good as some of the other ones. All right. The next ones are a little bit up for grabs. There's a lot of missing information that I couldn't really get my hands on. A lot of private war logs. And so some things that don't quite add up, which means that there's always a lot of variables. That's kind of the fun part about predicting is I can't account for everything, but I'm going to try to anyway. So the team that I have finishing 5th, just outside the top half, is team BBC Army. Again, I don't know that these guys are bad. In fact, they're on a 3-war win streak. So clearly they're doing some stuff right. But they are Town Hall 12 with a Capital Hall level 6, which kind of makes me think like, I don't know, they're not very coordinated, they're not active in other parts of the game. I don't know, I'm drawing a lot of conclusions with just a little information. I don't think they have very many rushed bases. I mean, I think they're solid. I don't think they're really maxed bases. Um, but these are one of the guys that we will only see Town Hall 14 and above. Now, they only have one Town Hall 17. They have a fair number of, I think they have like 8 Town Hall 15s, and then the rest will be Town Hall 14s. So I don't think they'll be bad, and I think they'll be difficult to get stars from, at least for us, when we talk about from top to bottom. But I don't know that they're going to get a lot of stars in return, and so they're my pick to finish 5th. All right, if I was picking a dark horse to win this all, this next clan would be it for me. Although I'm picking them to finish 4th, I think they do potentially have the capability of finishing much higher than that. I don't know how active they are, and they have a hidden war log, but the pick for 4 is Danger of ANP. Now, if we look at these guys, they come in with no war win streak, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. We have come into Clan War League without a war win streak before on multiple occasions. Sometimes that just happens. Maybe we just caught them right after their war streak ended. However, they also have a lot of rushed bases, and so kind of questioning whether or not they'll be very good, and I question how active they be. Without their war log, it's much more difficult for me to determine that. So again, they're going to have a decent spread of bases. They won't have to put in very many bases that are below Town Hall 14. They might have to put in a few, but not very many. They it does stand to reason that they could be a dark horse and finish higher than fourth, but I'm picking them to finish fourth. The team that I am picking to finish third is very similar to us in terms of their town hall spread. So they've got a fair number of 17s, 16s, 15s, and 14s, but they're going to have to dip into their 13s and 12s. So that puts them at a slight disadvantage. Also, they're not always great in war, but the clan that I'm picking to finish third is this international clan. So if we look at them again, they don't have a war win streak. Again, that in and of itself is not all that conclusive. But if we look at their war log, it's not great. It's not great. So then you're like, well, then Kinch, why the heck are you picking them to finish third? Well, when I look at their war league, they always do pretty well, especially in their last two in August and September. They're getting stars about 450 into the 500s. So ironically, they scored more in their September season but finished fourth than they did when they finished second, scoring 450 in the August season. Now, those are different leagues, and so again, as you go up, the leagues get more competitive. But it lets me know that they are active in Clan War League, and so I believe that they are going to do well. I don't know that they can crack the top two, but I mean, I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. Okay, just like last time, I'm down to two remaining clans, one of which is Barwick, and I can feel Asmat's eyes on me. I can feel his dirty Cajun stare. He is staring through me, daring me to pick against Barwick again. And I'm very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Matt, turn away from me. Don't look at me. So the two clans that are outstanding are Barwick and 24/7. And I really, really want to pick Barwick to finish first, but I can't. And I'll explain why in a second. I have Barwick finishing second. And to be honest, it's going to be a closely contested race. I mean, anything from second on down to fifth is going to be closely contested. We are going to have to bring our best attacks. Now, one of the reasons why I'm a little shaken, there's two main reasons why I'm nervous about our ability to get promoted and to win this Clan War League. One is because we are going to have to start a lot of lower bases compared to the other clans in this Clan War League. So where we are going to have to start some 12s and 13s, other clans are going to be starting 14s, or maybe some 13s, but mostly 14s as they're at their bottom. So our bottom does not line up well against the bottom of the competition, to be quite honest. Number two, I'm going to be honest about this. Our last two wars, we haven't attacked very well. We haven't been terrible. I mean, it's not like we're awful, but I feel like there are a few guys who deliver every war, and they're kind of covering up some of the cracks. Let me say it this way. I think we have a lot of guys who have just upgraded to a new town hall level, and with that comes the struggles of learning to attack at a new town hall level. That is not easy, especially the higher you go. So it's not that I don't think those guys are good attackers. I think they are in a spot now where they're trying to fine tune their attacks, and that is difficult. So maybe that's a better way to say it. And in that time, during that time, while those guys are doing that, we have some of our guys who've been papering over the cracks and they are delivering. The problem is in Clan War League, you don't get that luxury, right? Everyone gets one attack and one attack only. So I think unless we can bring our best attacks, some of those guys that are still learning their attacks at their new town hall levels, that's going to make things a little more difficult. And that's okay. I'm not sweating it. I don't mean that to sound like some guys are going to cost us Clan War League. We win or lose that as a clan. That's what it is, and I'm very, very content with the roster we have, and I wouldn't really trade you guys. Well, maybe like Gamgee, I'd probably trade him, but you guys know that. But outside of that, so know that there's a lot of I put a lot of thought into this, but I really feel like we're going to finish second, and so that leaves 24/7 finishing first. Now, this prediction does not come without its own caveats. So the reason why I'm picking 24/7 is because I think they have the best combination of activity, uh, town hall bases, and from what I can tell, they don't really have any rushed bases. So like that is a big thing. However, there's a couple of curious things here that may point to me being completely wrong. Number one, they're not currently on a win streak. Again, not completely conclusive, but that's kind of it. Also, for being a clan that is level 25, only having 171 wins is not that many. I don't feel like it's that many. I mean, 171 wins is a lot, but I don't feel like it's that many for a clan that is level 25. Now they do only war once a week, and even in their description, you can see where they say come war now and then. So I don't know how seriously they take their wars, but the most damning piece of evidence to me being suspect of my own prediction is that they don't show their war log. And I'm always suspicious of any clan that doesn't show their war log because, in my opinion, the only reason not to show your war log is because you don't want people to see that you're not very good. Now, again, that doesn't that in and of itself is not a conclusive piece of evidence. It could be that they didn't used to be very good, so they made their war log private and now they're pretty good and they just haven't turned it back on. Or maybe they just turned it off because they don't want people to see their business. I don't know. But they have 7 Town Hall 17s. They've got 4 16s, and they've got 10 15s, and we'll see 10 14s. So they're going to have, probably the next to Team Slovakia, they're going to have the highest number of, or the highest average town hall level. But unlike Team Slovakia, not very many of their bases are rushed. I couldn't really find very many. I didn't look at all of them, but I didn't find very many that are rushed. So these guys are my prediction to finish first. However, I'm willing to concede that this is a very shaky prediction at best. So, Matt, stop staring at me and stop flipping me the bird and stop all the mean things that you're saying about me right now. And just prove me wrong. All of you, prove me wrong again, like you did last time. I so badly said, no, I'm not going to do that again. I made that mistake once, but I mean, I have to be honest in my thought process here. I'm too. I feel like I'm too logical to and I don't know. I don't know what the right phrase is. I feel like I can only be honest with what I believe. And so I believe that these guys will win. I hope I'm wrong. We will know more after day one for sure. Day one is always like if I could predict after day one, I think I would be 90% accurate, but that's kind of cheating. So there you go. There you have it. There's my predictions for Clan War League. I'm really excited to war with you guys as always. Clan War League is one of my favorites. All right, before I leave, I want you guys to know a couple quick things. Next week, I will be traveling starting on Sunday night through I think Wednesday or Thursday. Part of that may make it easier to get a hold of me. Part of it may make it a little more difficult to get a hold of me. So know if I'm absent for long stretches, it's because I'm driving and traveling. And so I will check in as frequently as I can. I promise you that. Number two, again, I want to remind you, if you want to war, please opt in. So if you want to be in the war, opt in, and I will try my best to get you in. Other than that, bring your best attacks. We're going to need them. This is our toughest Clan War League yet, and they only get tougher from here on out. So keep that in mind. But I want you guys to prove me wrong. Let's try to finish first. Let's get another promotion. I think we can do it. I think it's just going to take a lot of work and a little bit of luck. So peace out. See you guys out on the battlefield.